Hey, welcome to 23 Degrees Sideways. Let me see if I can get the steering wheel out of the way a little bit there. It's really hard with the truck, you know? A lot easier in the little soft top Mustang. But I can't do this outside because I'm dealing with 20-mile-an-hour winds. So we're just going to do our slow drive and talk a little bit. There's a meme going around the internet right now. It's currently the popular thing. It's what they call a talking point. Okay, something where you can just spout it with no thought. But no thought was given in creating this little mimetic jewel. And it goes like this. Let me read it to you off of the other notepad here. A tolerant society that allows intolerant ideas will come to be intolerant either way. Or a tolerant society that allows intolerant ideas will become intolerant. Whatever. And, you know, I mean, in a way, it's right, but it's not right the way they think it is. People usually combine this with some reference to the Republicans, conservatives, free speech movements, or now Donald Trump. Remember that this was a thing back in 2013, 2014, 2015, before Trump was in office or elected or anything. You know, they've changed the refrain. They've changed the chorus to Trump, Trump, Trump. But the song has been around for a little while. Remember, free speech has consequences? You know, they never accept that when someone goes and punches a rioter in the face. No. They don't accept free speech has consequences when it's used against them. And that was one of the talking points that was absolutely unbelievably bad. But I'm not going to get into that right now because we're talking about tolerant society that that tolerates intolerant ideas. So there is no point in history, at no point in history has a tolerant society allowing intolerant ideas resulted in an intolerant society. This is not the case. This is not what's happened. Something that looks like that has happened on several occasions. But the Nazis, who are usually the exemplar used for this. Excuse me, this is a very bumpy little section of road. The Nazis are not a product of a tolerant society. The National Socialist German Workers' Party was not something that came out of a tolerant republic, a constitutional, anything like America, okay? No. That's not what led to the Nazis. What led to the Nazis was a whole lot of intolerance. In fact, it was the intolerance that gave the Nazis their power. Okay? It wasn't about the ideology or the way they ran the country or anything that gave them the power. It wasn't the appeal. You know, they certainly had some appeal. The idea of, hey, we're paying war reparations that makes us like debt slaves for generations. We're not allowed to defend ourselves when the French attack us every 3 years. Remember that the French kept invading Germany. You know, remember that all this stuff was going on. So there was definitely a popular idea to being able to defend your farm, your city, your country. All right? But that's not what gave Nazis their power. What gave them the power was the intolerance of the socialists, the anti-fascists, the socialists, the Soviets. There were Soviet and non-Soviet socialists. You know, I mean, the Nazis were socialists. How do you even go and divide all these groups up? Basically, socialists kill each other and everyone else. But the Nazis didn't get power because of a tolerant society. The Nazis gained power because of intolerance, causing them to become a sort of martyr revolutionary group. The Nazis did not rise because of some tolerant discussion of ideas, because there was never a tolerant discussion of ideas in post-war Germany. No, that wasn't a thing. Now, I get that for most of the people who say this, the word Nazi has a different meaning, okay? They equate the Holocaust, the death camps, Dachau, Treblinka, Auschwitz. They equate those things with Nazism, but they also equate Nazi with low business taxes, free speech, school choice, limited welfare. Not no welfare, but limited welfare. Okay? They equate Nazism with work, being proud of your work. Okay? Capitalism. They equate Nazism with capitalism, which is like a really bizarre, twisted thing, because different topic, but the kind of corporatism that the Nazis were in favor of is actually much closer to what the left promotes in terms of their corporate desires. This whole thing is so topsy-turvy and twisted in and out, inside out, and it's just it's almost hard to talk about. It's so backwards, it becomes difficult to actually discuss. So we're at 7 minutes. This is going to be one of my short videos, right? So let's go back to this one more time. A tolerant society that allows intolerant ideas will come to be intolerant. Now, where is the truth to that? The truth to that is in socialist, communist, Marxist, leftist, progressive revolutions. It is true that societies that tolerate a certain type of tolerance for intolerant ideas taking hold, ruling people. Okay, when you allow the intolerant ideas to become law, to become force, when you allow people to walk down the street and insist that you dance, that you raise your fist and hold it up in solidarity with my movement, speak certain words, when you allow the intolerant to start commanding, then you're good. Yes, your society may eventually become very intolerant, very hurtful, and very deadly. But it's not because of protections of free speech. It's not tolerant. Okay, this is another one of those things. The presupposition here is that tolerance means having free speech protections, not having hate speech, not arresting people for what they say at the dinner table, which is actually happening in Europe now. I think it's Norway. Norway's doing that. I know Scotland has like actual fines if you say the wrong thing on YouTube and stupid shit like that. Norway apparently is taking it to the dinner table. Yeah, go Vikings. Wow. But it's not the lack of a definition of hate speech. It's not free speech protections. It's not saying, hey, we have to let these people speak even though they're dumb, and you can shout them down all you want because you have freedom of speech too. That's not what leads to... That's not tolerance, okay? That's a protection of individual liberty, and it's not tolerance. The idea of tolerance is that I tolerate your illegal, bad, immoral behavior. I have passed judgment on you, and I am tolerant of you. And that's really not the point That's not anything that's going on here with the First Amendment and free speech, free assembly, freedom of religion, freedom of publishing protections that we have. So I find this all, I find this meme to be rather disgusting in how they have taken these meanings and changed them and tried to put you in a position of defending things that you shouldn't ought phrase to be defending, that you have no reasonable need to defend because they're not real. They're made up. They're redefinitions of things. A tolerant society. I love that one, right? It's not tolerance. It's guarantees of individual rights. It's not a matter of tolerating someone's behaviors or privileges or something. It's absolute fucking rights. And it's not that you're tolerating intolerant ideas that is a danger. It's when you tolerate intolerant abuses. That's where the problem is. And right now, we have that problem in spades. We have that problem to an amazing degree. Okay? One, we have a corporate controlled media complex. I know I keep going on about this. Multinational, the globalists, the people who really want their aristocracy, their progressive aristocracy, global, free of the restrictions of national laws, treaties, national borders. They want to control the global populace because they are the elite. They have the money, they have the corporations, they have the media, they have the stuff. They're a problem. They allow certain intolerant behaviors when it suits them, when it promotes their profit or their power development or whatever, makes them feel good. These are human beings. They do actually want to feel good. The fact that they feel best when they are telling other people what to do is something of a problem. But they are human beings. They do want to feel good. They want their hormone hit, okay? They want the brain chemicals just like everyone. They want the dopamine, they want the serotonin, they want low cortisol. All right? This is one of the ways they get it. It's another thing that just fucking confuses the shit out of me about Jack Dorsey. Different topic. One, corporate media. Two, we have an activist minority that honestly believes that they are more human, that they are superior, they are more human than others, and that they can go beat other people up, beat other people down, restrict other people's freedoms based on their ideology, their beliefs, okay? And you can say their lived experience, but it's not lived experience. Okay? That's a big deal with this whole intolerant results thing. What kind of intolerance are you tolerating? It's not intolerant ideas that you're tolerating. It's intolerant actions. And third, we've allowed this to become the reality, especially in our educational institutions. So there's this thing called the Overton window. It's a window. It moves. It talks about what's acceptable socially, right? Over here, nudist colonies get banned, and if you go to a nudist colony, you can get arrested. Used to happen to people. Over here, if you're straight, you can get arrested for not promoting trans whatever. You know, that's actually like where they're trying to move it. Get arrested for being a straight white male. That's perfectly acceptable to a large minority of the extremists. All right? That concept, I hate the phrase Overton window at this point, but that concept is valid here. They have shifted things so far over, all right, to one side that the idea, talking about earning your business success is considered an extremist, right-wing, colonialist, abusive ideological statement. Okay? Just saying, yeah, I went out, I built this forge, I made knives, I got good at it, and I got some success. That is considered way out there. They're trying to move the window to the point where common decency is racist. And I'll just put it that way. Dog walking is racist. I literally have read articles on the inherent racism of owning dogs as pets. Where do you go with that? How do you don't take it seriously. I don't take it seriously. I don't say, oh, hey, that's fine. No, I don't take it seriously at all. I won't argue it because I can't discuss it. I can't accept the worldview that has that at all. So, back and forth we go just a little bit. There's never been a case where a tolerant society allowing free and open discussion of intolerant ideas has become intolerant or has lost the battle to the evil Nazis. Okay? What happens is that a group of intolerant asshats shift things over to the point where having a job, having a farm, and wanting to own it yourself is Nazism. Evil, horrible, awful. That's what you gotta watch. Don't let that happen. Okay? Fucking horrible meme talking point. And stay sideways. Just, don't get fooled by the idea that free speech is a matter of tolerating someone else's misbehavior. You have no right to tell another person what their speech is. Stay sideways.